Welcome to 28 Days of Rehab today. Today is day 5, overcoming fear with faith. Fear can be one of the most challenging emotions to face in recovery. It holds us back, clouds our judgment, and convinces us that freedom is impossible. But here's the truth. Fear doesn't come from God. As 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 reminds us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind." In this session, we'll explore how fear manifests, how faith empowers us to overcome it, and practical steps to walk in courage and clarity. Understanding fear and its role in recovery. Fear can serve a purpose like protecting us from danger, but in recovery, fear often becomes irrational. It tells us, "You'll fail, so don't even try. You're too broken to heal. You'll always be alone." Fear thrives in uncertainty and feeds on doubt. It can manifest as fear of failure, believing relapse is inevitable; fear of judgment, hiding from accountability due to shame; fear of the unknown, avoiding the unfamiliar territory of life without addiction. The good news is that God has given us tools to overcome fear. Breaking down 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. This verse highlights 3 gifts from God that counteract fear, power. This is God's strength working in your life. When fear tells you you're too weak, remember Philippians chapter 4 verse 13. "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." God's power equips you to face challenges and move forward even when it feels impossible. Fear isolates, but love connects. God's love reminds you that you are not alone. It gives you the courage to seek help, restore relationships, and forgive yourself. 1 John chapter 4 verse 18 says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. Let his love replace shame and self-doubt, a sound mind." This is clarity and discipline in your thoughts. Fear creates chaos, but God renews your mind with peace and wisdom. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." A sound mind helps you make choices rooted in faith, not fear. Biblical examples of overcoming fear. David didn't let fear stop him from confronting a giant. He said, "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 37. Lesson: reflect on past victories where God carried you through. Let those memories fuel your faith to face today's challenges. When the Israelites faced the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army behind them, fear gripped them. But Moses trusted God's promise and led them forward, parting the sea. Exodus chapter 14 verses 13 to 16. Lesson: when fear tells you there's no way out, trust God to make a way. Peter walked toward Jesus on the water, but when he focused on the storm instead of Jesus, he began to sink. Matthew chapter 14 verses 28 to 31. Lesson: fear grows when you focus on problems instead of God. Keep your eyes on him and he will steady your steps. Steps to overcome fear with faith. First, acknowledge your fears. Fear loses its power when you name it. Psalm 34 verse 4 says, "I sought the Lord and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears." Action step: write down your fears. Bring them to God in prayer, asking him to replace them with his peace. Next, trust in God's promises. Faith grows when you meditate on God's truth. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." Action step: memorize verses that counter fear and repeat them when doubt arises. Third, take action despite fear. Faith without action is incomplete. Courage doesn't mean the absence of fear, it means moving forward in spite of it. James 2 verse 17 says, "Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." Action step: take one bold step today. Attend a meeting, reach out to a mentor, or ask for help. Finally, build a support network. Community strengthens faith and weakens fear. Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Action step: surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you in your journey. How faith transforms fear. Faith shifts your perspective. Romans 8 verse 31 reminds us, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" Fear says you're not enough. Faith says God's power is made perfect in your weakness. 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. Fear says you'll fail. Faith says God's plans for you are good and full of hope. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Faith doesn't remove life's storms, but it gives you the strength to weather them. Reflection questions. What fear is currently holding you back in your recovery? How can God's promises help you confront that fear? What small step of faith can you take today to move forward? Call to action. Fear is a liar, but faith is your truth. Choose to trust God, lean on His power, and let Him guide you through every challenge. For more encouragement and tools to overcome fear, check out my book, There's Power in Pain and Poetry. Some of you discover how faith helped me face my fears and break free from addiction. Get your copy at www.hustleheavenlyinc.com. Join us for Day 6, The Role of Honesty in Healing, where we'll explore how truth sets you free and strengthens your recovery. Keep God first and take this journey one day at a time.